What's up, y'all? It's me, Alex, again. So I've kind of I've had a thought on my mind I wanted to share with y'all for a while, and it's something I've learned over time, progressively, just doing things in life, mostly through fitness and a lot of different things. But so as you can see by the title, I'm talking about the difference between motivation and discipline, and why discipline is better than motivation. So I wanted to keep it short, but I also wanted to go into some detail. So motivation is how you feel, and discipline is what you do. Now, as we all know, feelings change constantly um, by a number of different things. Life happens. Um, the way you feel changes from day to day. And if you're going to be successful at anything in life, no matter what it is, whether it's fishing, hunting, starting your own business, if you want to make music, be an athlete, you name it, whatever it is, if you only do it and practice and put in the time and effort when you feel good and when you feel like it, you're not going to be all you can, and you're going to be destined for failure unless you're just naturally gifted where you don't have to practice, which isn't really a thing, because most people that say they're naturally talented actually put in a lot of hard work that most people don't see, and they think it's just natural talent when it's really not. Steph Curry, for example. Everybody says he's so talented. Yes, Steph Curry is very talented, but Steph Curry also has shot thousands and thousands and thousands of shots that nobody's seen. So what appears like natural talent is a lot of times hard work, and Steph Curry is the perfect example. Everybody can see what he does because of what he does in private, away from everybody. So I'll just use my own life as a personal example. So I used to be fat, out of shape, no confidence at all, just just lazy, doing whatever, until one day I decided, I kind of want to change something about this. I want to be better. I want to be in shape. I want to look better, that whole thing. So I finally decided to do something about it when I was 16 in high school, right when COVID started. Started going to the gym, started making good habits. The key is when I first started and had the idea of, oh yeah, like I'm gonna get in shape, I'm gonna get, look good, I'm gonna get abs, like, oh yeah, you get so excited about it, that's the motivation. The motivation is to get the abs, to get the physique, all that. It's the feeling of excitement, the dopamine rush, the burst of energy, like, oh yeah, let's go, I'm gonna get in shape. Until you start actually having to do it, and you go in the gym for a week and you don't look like you want to look in a week. And then if you stop there, that's when you lose. When you keep going, though, that's when you make progress. And thankfully, I was able to stick with it. And over time, I eventually got in good shape. So the thing is, motivation is important. I'm not saying motivation is not important, but it's not what is most important. Motivation is what gets you started. You can't build discipline without motivation, but motivation by itself will get you nowhere. So I was motivated. What got me into fitness, and this doesn't just apply to fitness, this is just an example from my own personal life that I'm using to explain the point. It can be anything. It doesn't have to just be fitness in the gym. The motivation started because I wanted to look better, I wanted to be in shape, wanted to live a more productive life. Okay, that's the motivation. If I didn't have the desire to do that, then I wouldn't have been able to build the discipline to do it. So you have to have motivation. I'm not downplaying motivation at all. It's just not what's important. You have to use motivation to build discipline, because motivation without discipline is useless. So And the key to doing that is, one, focus on the journey and the process more than the end result. So if you go to the gym and you're only focused on the results, the big arms, the six pack, whatever it is, whatever your goal is. If it's basketball, being able to dunk, okay, if that's all you think about, you're setting yourself up for failure, because you're constantly going to be focused on the end result, and you're not going to be focused on doing what it takes to get there. Fall in love with the process. If you're in the gym, have fun working out. And even if you just go to the gym to enjoy listening to music and have alone time, that's fine. As long as you're in there doing it, who cares? Just go in there and do it. So fall in love with the process. Enjoy bench press, enjoy squats, fall in love with deadlifts, fall in love with cardio. Make sure you have fun doing those things and focus on doing that instead of the body or whatever the goal is. Because when you do that, you're naturally going to get the body. And when you're motivated, motivation only and not discipline, you're only going to be thinking about the end result, and when it gets hard, you're going to want to quit. So if you're only focused on the end result, when it gets hard, that's when you quit. And that's why most people don't accomplish what they want to accomplish, because they quit and they only focus on the end result instead of the process to get there. And when you do that, you set yourself up for success whenever you focus on the process. And you say, well, what's a realistic real-world application? Because, you can't just all of a sudden wake up one day and decide you're going to be super fit and then just stay disciplined and never waver from it. Some people, that's okay, that's possible. But for the majority of us, even me, it's not possible. You have to start small and build habits. Humans were creatures of habit. Okay, we do the same things over and over again. Our morning routines are the same. I'm pretty sure basically everybody eats the same thing for breakfast. We all get the same coffee at the coffee shop every time. We have our go-tos. We're creatures of habit. Start small. When I first started getting into health and fitness, I didn't immediately just drop all junk food and everything and just go right in. My first step was I cut out sugar. Okay, I quit eating everything that had sugar in it. And because, that's easy. You can still eat other stuff, just not sugar. Okay, that was step one. And eventually I got to where I was cutting more and more stuff out, and it got even easier to eat healthier and better food. And now that's all I do is eat healthy food. So start small. You can't expect to just one day decide you want to do something and then go full blast into it. You got to start small and then progressively build. If you want to play basketball, be a pro basketball player, on day one you decide to start practicing. Don't go shoot 5,000 shots in a day. Start off shooting 50 a day. 50 shots, you can do that in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Go shoot 50 shots. And as you make that a part of your daily routine and habit, slowly increase it. That's how you learn to build discipline and make it a part of your life, because success doesn't happen overnight. Good things don't happen overnight. Nothing worth having comes easy and happens like that. And the thing is with social media, I know it's hard for me to say, because I'm literally on social media talking about this. I'm trying to use the good part of it. We see only the successes people have. We see the nice cars, the money, the dream physiques, you name it. We don't see the behind the scenes. We don't see all the long hours and the heartaches and the hardships they went through to get there. We just see the result. And in today's society, everything is so instant and easy. There's delayed gratification is a real thing. If it's easy, it's not worth having. Because if it's easy, everybody has it. And if everybody has it, it's not worth anything. Okay? So that's one thing you got to remember yourself. I can't talk. Remind yourself of is there's going to be hard times. It's not always going to be easy, but you have to work through it, push through it, and get better. And it's the same with everything. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's basketball, fitness, you name it. So, my challenge to you is whatever your goal is, whatever you want to be. Say you want to graduate college, go get a good job. Say you want to be a basketball player. Say you want to be like me, like I like to make hunting videos. I'd like to pursue hunting as a passion, be able to make videos like this for you guys to help you out. Whatever it is, okay? Build slow daily habits every day that will help you stay disciplined when it gets hard. For me personally, these past few videos I made on here, it was hard because I wasn't seeing any deer. It was hard to stay motivated to keep doing YouTube. It's like, oh man, what's the point in even doing this? I'm not going to keep seeing deer. Like, no deer coming out right now. But it's like, look, that's the reality. You're not always going to see deer. You're not always going to have the best videos to put out, but still put it out anyway. You can still show people the real side of hunting. There's good things that come from the slowness or failures. And I learned a lot through that. And so will you the more you fail and go through hard times. So whatever it is you do or want to do, focus on building good habits. Do them daily. Start small. Gradually do more as you make more habits. And you'll be surprised at how far you come. It'll take time. It won't always be easy, but it's always going to be worth it in the end. And another thing that'll always help, put your full faith in God and Christ. He'll help you through everything, no matter what it is. God doesn't call life to be easy for us. As Christians, He tells us the opposite in the Bible. Being a Christian's hard, but it's worth it in the end. Always, no matter how hard it gets. And keep that in mind and work hard when you don't feel like it. Push yourself when you're sick, when it's cold outside and you don't feel like working out or something. Remember why you started. Remember that nothing worth having comes easy. And focus on turning that motivation into discipline, because that's what'll get you places. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching the video. I hope you can get something out of it. I know I did thinking about it. It was an idea I had, and I was like, shoot, I want to talk about this. It'd be nice. So, shoot, man. I just hope that this reaches the right person and the right people. And I hope you get something from it. And I hope you make some positive changes in your life from this. I love y'all, and I appreciate you, and y'all have a good one.